There is a kind of hush over the cosmos right now. Not silence. Hush. The difference matters. Silence is the absence of sound. A hush is the presence of waiting. It is the held breath before the wave breaks, the room after the question has been asked, but before anyone answers. Something in the air has changed since yesterday. The urgency of Mars-Uranus has settled. The reframing of Mercury retrograde has landed, and now, beneath all of it, there is this stillness. Not peace, preparation. If you have felt it, a strange suspension, as if the world is between sentences, you are not imagining it. The cosmos is gathering itself. And what it is gathering toward arrives in 48 hours. On March 3rd, at 3:33 in the morning Pacific time, the moon will pass entirely into the Earth's shadow. A total lunar eclipse at 12 degrees, 54 minutes of Virgo. Total, not partial, not penumbral. The Earth will stand between the sun and the moon, and the light will be cut. For a brief window, the moon will turn the color of old copper, of dried blood, of rust. And in that window, whatever has been hiding will become visible. But I am not going to talk about the eclipse today. Not yet. Today, I want to talk about the window we are standing in right now. Because the 48 hours before an eclipse are not empty time. They are the most psychologically and energetically revealing hours of the entire cycle. Here is what happens in the approach. The moon is waxing, building toward full. In any normal lunar cycle, this would be a time of culmination, of things reaching completion. But when that full moon is also an eclipse, the energy of culmination becomes the energy of exposure. The lunar nodes, the mathematical points where the moon's orbit crosses the sun's path, are involved. And the nodes are not gentle. In Vedic astrology, they are called the head and tail of the dragon. They consume light. They reveal what was hidden. During a normal full moon, things come to fruition. During an eclipse, things come to reckoning. There is a difference between fruit and reckoning. Fruit is sweet. Reckoning is honest. And honesty does not always arrive with a gentle knock. Sometimes it simply appears in the room, uninvited, undeniable. Things that were building in the dark, emotions, truths, tensions, realizations, accelerate toward the surface in the days before the eclipse, not gently. The way a splinter works its way out of the skin. You did not put it there on purpose. You may have forgotten it was there at all. But the body knows, and the body pushes it out. That is what these 48 hours are doing. Whatever has been lodged beneath the surface of your life, your relationships, your decisions, your sense of self, is being pushed toward visibility. Not to punish you, to free you from carrying what was never meant to stay hidden. Sit with that for a moment. 2 days ago, Mars cracked the surface. Yesterday, Mercury asked you to listen. Today, the instruction is even simpler. Listen harder. Pay attention to what rises, not what you go looking for, what comes to you uninvited. The name you hear in your mind before you fall asleep. The memory that replays without being triggered. The conversation that suddenly feels unfinished. The drawer you keep meaning to clean but never open. These are not random. These are signals. The eclipse is pulling them upward, and you are feeling the tug before the full moon even arrives. Now, today carries its own transit. Venus enters Pisces, and this matters more than it might seem. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, connection, and what you value. Pisces is the sign of Venus's exaltation, the sign where Venus operates at her highest frequency. In traditional astrology, exaltation is the place where a planet's gifts are magnified, not like a volume knob where everything just gets louder, more like an altitude shift, where suddenly you can see further than before. If Venus in Aries is the first spark of attraction, and Venus in Taurus is the steady warmth of devotion, Venus in Pisces is love without walls, love that does not calculate, love that forgives before being asked, love that dissolves the boundary between your pain and someone else's and holds both as sacred. Venus entering Pisces today, in the middle of eclipse season, during Mercury retrograde, with Saturn and Neptune approaching their historic conjunction, is not a minor event. It is like a drop of warm oil falling into the cold water of disruption. It does not stop the disruption, but it softens the edges. It reminds you that even in a season of exposure and revelation, there is tenderness available. There is grace. There is a current of beauty running underneath the turbulence, and if you are willing to slow down enough to feel it, it will hold you. Here's what that actually looks like. Someone may reach out today with unexpected warmth. You may find yourself feeling an unexplained compassion for a person you thought you were angry at. A piece of beauty may stop you in the middle of a mundane moment. A particular quality of light through a window, a phrase in a song, the face of someone you love caught in an unguarded instant. That is Venus in Pisces. She is not solving the problems of the week. She is reminding you that the problems exist within a larger field, a field that includes beauty, a field that includes grace. And that field does not disappear during eclipse season. It deepens. I want to zoom out for a moment and show you the shape of what this week has been. Because when you are inside it, day by day, event by event, it can feel chaotic, scattered, like the cosmos is throwing things at you from every direction. But from above, from the vantage point the sky itself offers, there is a clear sequence. On Thursday, Mars square Uranus cracked the external. Something broke open. A truth, a decision, a relationship, a pattern. The fracture was sudden, electrical, physical. On Friday, Mercury retrograde turned the mirror inward. The crack was not just out there. It was in here. In the story you tell yourself, in the draft of your life that needed editing. The revision was quiet, deep, Piscean. And today, Saturday, Venus in Pisces enters the field, and the moon builds toward the eclipse. The energy shifts from breaking and revising to waiting and receiving. The active phase is over. The receptive phase has begun. You have done the work of the last 2 days, even if you did not realize you were doing it. The jolt, the revision. Now, the hush. And in the hush, whatever needs to surface will surface. Your job for the next 48 hours is not to act. It is to notice, to catch what rises, to write it down without judging it, to hold the arriving truth the way you would hold a bird that landed on your hand, still, gentle, alert. The eclipse will handle the rest. Now, this window lands differently for every chart. Here's what that looks like for each sign. The actions today are quieter than the previous days. They are not about doing, they are about receiving. Aries. The eclipse will arrive in your 6th house. Your body and your daily routines are the theater. What is surfacing right now is a pattern you have been running on autopilot, a habit that once served you and now costs you. In the next 48 hours, Notice where your body tenses first thing in the morning. That tension is a message. Do not fix it. Name it. Taurus, your 5th house. Something creative or romantic is rising. A project you abandoned. A person you walked away from. A desire you buried under practicality. It is not asking you to act yet. It is asking you to feel it fully. Let one beautiful thing move you today without explaining why. Gemini, your 4th house. Home and roots. A family truth may surface in this window. Something unspoken at a dinner table. Something that was always there but no one named. Do not force the conversation. Simply notice what room in your house you avoid and ask yourself, why? Cancer, your 3rd house. Words and thoughts. A message may arrive in the next 48 hours that changes the shape of something, or a thought will crystallize that has been foggy for weeks. Keep a piece of paper near you. When the thought arrives, write it exactly as it comes. Do not edit it. Leo, your 2nd house. Value and self-worth. What is surfacing is a question about whether you are being seen for what you truly bring. Not performance, substance. In the next 2 days, notice where you feel undervalued. That feeling is accurate. Hold it gently. Virgo, this is your eclipse. The moon will be full in your 1st house. Everything this week has been building toward your sign. What surfaces in the next 48 hours is not about the world. It is about you. The version of you that you present and the version that exists underneath. Clean one drawer. Literally. What you find will surprise you. Libra, your 12th house. The hidden, the unconscious, the things no one sees. This is the most interior eclipse window for you. Dreams in the next 2 nights carry information. Do not dismiss them. Write down whatever you remember upon waking, even fragments, especially fragments. Scorpio, your 11th house. Community and vision. A group you belong to may be showing its cracks, or a friendship is revealing a layer that was not visible before. In this window, notice who comes to mind when you think about the future. That person matters more than you have acknowledged. Sagittarius, your 10th house. Career and public life. Something about your professional path is surfacing. Not a crisis, a clarification. The eclipse may illuminate what you actually want to build versus what you have been building out of momentum. Sit with one question. If no one were watching, what would you choose? Capricorn, your 9th house. Beliefs and philosophy. A conviction may be softening, or a new understanding may be forming at the edges of your awareness. Do not rush to define it. Let it remain unfinished for 48 hours. The incomplete thought is more useful than the premature conclusion. Aquarius, your 8th house. Shared resources, intimacy, the invisible contracts between you and another person. Something about what you owe or what is owed to you is coming into focus. In the next 2 days, notice where you feel entangled. That entanglement is the thread the eclipse will pull. Pisces, Venus just entered your 1st house. You are softer, more open, more permeable than usual. And the eclipse is approaching your 7th house of partnerships. Someone in your life is about to become clearer to you, not because they changed, because you can finally see them without the filter you have been using. Sit in silence for 5 minutes tonight. Write what comes. Do not judge it. Let it arrive. The hush is not empty. It is full of everything that is about to become visible. And the question the cosmos is holding right now, the question that will be answered on March 3rd at 3:33 in the morning, is this: what have you been carrying that is ready to be seen? You do not have to answer yet. You just have to stay present. The eclipse will do the rest. Tomorrow, Venus settles into Pisces, and the final hours begin. If something in these words found you at exactly the right moment, stay close, and I will see you in the next one.